And sometimes this in-turn sequence seems like it takes forever. Ooh, some violence just happened here. Trade disrupted? Oh no! I'm not making as much money anymore. Tiddly palm? Really?
The game's afoot.
Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna risk this dude dying. I'm not gonna do any actions with him because I don't want him to die. So I'm just gonna leave him there for now. And I do believe that it is time to attack. Let's see what happens.
Yes, my lord.
When I bake. Ooh, maybe not.
My sword for you. As you command.
Darn. Okay. I'll recruit these guys for a garrison. Let's see. Yeah, I want to take these levy infantry because they're very experienced. So, I guess 2 more turns, and I'll let these guys finish recruiting too. So let's see. 2 more turns. Clan destroyed. And let's see how unhappy those guys are going to be still. Probably pretty unhappy, but if I can leave a garrison force, if I leave a garrison force and exempt them from tax, I won't be making as much money, but at least they won't be revolting while I'm off fighting. So, and I am kinda rushing to get into battle because I know that that's a lot more entertaining to watch. So, I mean, I guess if I wasn't playing with an audience, I would just wait a really long time. But also, well, maybe not a really long time, but I would wait longer than I am now. To attack, I think. Because I am in a little bit of a precarious position.
Ready for orders. Your orders, my lord. Without delay.
Oh wow, new clan. Maybe I can trade with them. Nope, doesn't look like it. Or maybe I'm already, oh, I'm already trading with them. Weird. Okay, so
Very well.
I'll stick these dudes back in here again. And I'll recruit 1 more of each. And that is getting kind of expensive, so hopefully those 3 provinces I'm about to capture will be very, very profitable to offset the cost of the great army that I am recruiting. Although, I mean, to be fair, it's not really that big, but I guess for early in the game, it might be. I don't know. For a war against a clan that doesn't seem to have much of a military, it might be kind of big. But, you know, I'm sure that will prove to be otherwise as soon as my men start dying, which they will. Pretty quickly, besieging a castle is nasty business. And the one thing I don't like about the rifles very much is that in Shogun 2 you can just shoot arrows in an arc over the wall, and on a small fortress, you could pretty much hit anybody in the fortress with arrows. Not so in this. Bullets go in a straight line, relatively speaking. So doesn't really work.
Is that
Okay, cool. So they're
yes, my lord.
not so upset. And maybe once these guys get recruited, the garrison will be big enough that they'll be able to pay taxes.
Command.
Probably not, but you know.
My lord.
Cool. So I've got a well-experienced army moving out.
Marching now. I say, what's o'clock?
I'm gonna go ahead and move Mr. Expert back here to train the troops.
Attention, you slovenly samurai. Ready for orders.
That's funny. Okay. I do believe I am ready to attack in the next turn. Or maybe the turn after next, so I can get to the city in one fell swoop in their territory. Although I guess it doesn't really matter because it's not winter and all my units are fully replenished, so doesn't matter. But no, yeah, I will camp on the border, because if I move into their territory declaring war, they'll have more time to react. If I can move straight into their territory and conquer the castle, or at least initiate battle, they won't have time to respond. Whereas, you know, if I move like 12 feet into their territory declaring war, they'll be able to set up and prepare and respond more defensively than they will be able to after I've already conquered a city.
You have further orders.
So one more turn, and in the meantime, I'll check here, see how they're doing. See what buildings I can improve down here. Ooh, cool. Police station, cannon range. Matchlock towers, inn. Cadet school. Traditional dojo. I think I'll go with the inn, because that gives me money and happiness and geisha. So, geisha. However it's pronounced. And here, I will go with a cadet school, since I have a blacksmith in this province. I want to be able to. I want this to be my recruiting province, essentially, because of the ironworks. Go ahead and end the turn one more time, and then the battle will commence. Well, it might commence. I am kind of running out of time. I'll probably have time to conquer one castle, and then the full-scale war will continue in my next session of recording. Ooh, Nagoya. There was a really good sushi place where I used to live called Nagoya. Very good, very good. But when I was a little kid, I used to call it, I think it's Hitachi, I think that's what it's called, but when I was a little kid I called it the cook in your face place, because they had the
I did not think you had the courage to come before me.
anyway, they would like cook the food on the table in front of you and all that good stuff. Ooh. Well, might as well get this going. I definitely have superior melee. He looks like he has superior line infantry. But I do have more men, owing mostly to my massive spear line. So I think my best hope in this battle is going to be to close the distance with my spear troops as quickly as possible and try and eliminate the first army before reinforcements arrive. Although the reinforcements aren't overly significant, so that's not as big of a priority. I'm gonna have to figure out how to use my rifle troops because I want to use the rifle troops. So I'm gonna need to screen my spear troops with my rifle troops, screen the movement, so that it's the rifle troops getting shot up, not the spear troops, because I want the spear troops getting into combat mostly intact. So we'll just see once we see the field, and I'll see if I can come up with some kind of Alexander the Great-like plan. I'm not too confident about that though. I'm confident I'll win. Whether or not I'll win it as well as Alexander might, I feel fairly confident that I will not, because I am no Alexander, unfortunately. However, that doesn't mean that I can't use some of his stratagems and adapt them to this situation, which I most certainly will. For instance, at the Battle of Gaugamela, or Gaugamela, however you pronounce it. I don't speak ancient Persian, so I do have a little bit of trouble with the pronunciation. At the Battle of Gaugamela, actually, I'll just show you real quick with my spear troops. Alexander set up his line at an angle to the Persians. The riflemen are the Persians. And the Persians' line extended for miles in either direction. It was an enormous army. Anyway, so he had his, so I do want to extend my line infantry line though, to increase their effectiveness. But anyway, so he set up at an angle to cause a gap in the Persian line as they advanced, because obviously one side would advance more than the other side because of the gap. He was creating the gap for his cavalry, which he led into battle, and his cavalry would charge straight through the gap and hopefully kill the Persian emperor. And how he managed to keep this okay, I can't really move my troops in fast speed, but how he managed to keep this maneuver a secret, oops, oh my goodness, I'm having a little bit of trouble moving my troops around. How he managed to keep this maneuver a secret was to screen his cavalry behind his peltasts, which are basically guys with spears that they just run up, throw the spears, and then run away. They don't fight in combat, they throw spears. So his cavalry was running behind the peltasts, or walking behind the peltasts who were running. The peltasts ran up to the flank, threw their spears, attracted the attention, and as soon as the gap appeared in the center of the Persian line, Alexander and his cavalry charged right through the gap, and the Persian king, Darius, ran for his life, and the battle was won. It was all very, very wonderful, I'm sure. Okay, just for the sake of time, I am gonna run my troops because I only have like 15 minutes before I have to go, so I want to go ahead and get this battle done as quickly as possible.